G'day everyone. Didn't do a video yesterday. I was a bit busy, went for a walk, and I went out hunting different natural materials to cook up and try and make punkwood or charred material out of. And what I sort of have found is this is my very first attempt at charring. Had very mixed results. They work. Some better than others. I had difficulties in knowing how much to cook, what's too much, what's too little. I found there was shrinkage. I had high hopes for this stuff here, which is what we call in Australia paper bark. I believe it's also known as melaleuca and tea tree. I'm not 1,000,000% sure, but I just call it paper bark, and everyone knows it as paper bark. It's very soft, sort of papery sort of material. It didn't turn out very good. That was the first stuff I tried. I had 2 attempts, but this is the tin that I was using, a little torch tin. Oh, sorry. No, that's a little knife tin. And I went off all the... I tried cooking it without a hole in the tin first. I didn't have the best results. I don't know if it was because of the not having a hole or not, so then I put a little pin prick in there. That's what I said. I watched a couple of videos and they were saying pin prick. Still wasn't working, so I made the hole a little tiny bit bigger. You probably won't be able to see that. Just punched the tip of a knife through the top of it, but still the results weren't very good either. So I used some punkwood from hardwood trees, a couple of different types. Still didn't have very good results, although they probably weren't cooked through. Maybe I didn't have the heat hot enough on this little butane burner. So yeah, I'm still gonna nut it out. I'm gonna do a little bit more this afternoon and try and nut it out. I'm assuming that I wasn't going hot enough. Mind you that this is quite a long tin, and having it sitting on here, there's more heat in the very center than on the outsides. I don't know whether that plays a part. I don't know whether I'm compacting it too much, not enough, but I know that when I go to the material is a little bit damp. We've had a lot of rain over the last week and a half to 2 weeks, so I don't know if that's playing a role in the game, but it is shrinking. No matter what I put in there, it is shrinking quite a bit. Don't know if that's normal either. So I'll definitely nut this out in the next couple of days. My best results are the punkwood that you may have seen Orion. I gave him some punkwood as well. I gave him more of a powdery stuff, so I tried to go for a more wholesome sort of actual timber. It's still soft. It still just tears apart, and it's still spongy. You can push it, and it sort of pushes back. So that was what I got the best results from. I've got a whole bunch of pine needles here that I haven't tried charring yet. That wasn't my intention. That was more for tinder, to get the char going into some more natural material. I've got some other dead stuff here that came off like a palm tree. And I've got a fair bit of a bag of just mixed, you won't be able to see it, so I won't bother. It's just mixed various punky sort of things that I'm just going to try and char. But in the process, I thought that instead of showing some knives today, I thought I'd add this little bonus in here. There's 2 products here. One is a 360 degrees brand, and it's the actual little gas burner itself, which is just this top part. And that folds up and sits inside that little package there, so it's not very heavy. That's really made to go onto the shorter, fatter little gas bottles. They're quite they're quite spendy, you know. That I believe they were around the sort of $8 Australian for the extra small ones, up to around $13-14 for the next size up. But while I was there, we seen this little adapter, little tripod adapter, and it takes all the common sort of little different gas burners that you can get, screws on here, and it takes these butane cartridges. And these are way cheaper. You can buy these from department stores and from our local hardware chain store, Bunnings, and you can get 6 packs, 12 packs of those. And when you buy them in the bulk sizes, you're getting them for around $1, $1.20 a can. And I was going to do a video earlier, but I actually couldn't believe it, that on our last camping/hunting trip we went on 5-ish weeks ago, we took this little setup. This is the same can, and we took that for 4 nights, and the missus cooked made all of our coffee for 4 days and nights on this one can using this little burner and adapter. And I thought, surely she was wrong, surely she must have changed the can over. Anyway, last night doing all of this cooking, I done about maybe 5 or 6 different cook-offs. Each time was around the 10-minute, maybe to 15, stretched it out to about 18 to 20 on a couple of the other ones when I wasn't having very good success. So this done well over an hour's worth of cooking last night, and it did 3 or 4 days worth of coffees. That would have been morning and at night for 2 people, and maybe a couple of others for our friends as well. This has got about 1/3 of a bottle left. I actually can't believe it. So for the value of gas you get out of one of these cans, I don't know if the brand has anything to do with the duration of the usage, but I'm absolutely totally impressed. You know, buying these cheap, this thing is I just looked it up before. This is $25 from a place in Australia called Anaconda. It'll pay for itself in like a couple of trips. You know, I've never actually bought the little fat canisters, so I don't know how long they last. They could last ages, I'm not sure. But this one can, I can't believe how much is still left in it. I'd say you're going to get a solid 2 hours of cook time off that. We've got, I think it's like a little Coleman brand, little square thing that these, square stove that these things go inside of. And I know that they are not very efficient. I couldn't tell you, but it doesn't compare to this. It must be this thing. This must be very efficient on the fuel usage, but it brings the cost of fuel right down. These will pack easier in a backpack or get into a smaller car if you're going to through hike or camp somewhere away from the car. So I thought that was an added bonus that I'd throw in there instead of a knife or something today. I will give you the model number. It's a Gasmate brand butane appliance adapter, $25 from Anaconda for people in Australia, and the model number is AD 220. So AD after death 220. And for the money and for how long it lasted, unbelievably impressed. Really good. So anyway, I've got more homework to do with the charring. I will get back, show you results. The char is working. The poorer quality char definitely sparks from a ferro rod, but from the quartz and steel, not so much. This stuff here is going, but I have to give it a fair bit of work. It's not working as good as char cloth. And at this stage of the game, I still haven't made any char cloth. I've got all the material to do it, but I want to just have a little bit more of a go with the punkwood side of things. I might even char some of this stuff from the fern and I might even char some pine needles just for the hell of it, just to see how we go. Anyway, I'll get back with all the results, and we'll make some more fire another time, and I'll have something else to show you.